Hey everybody, great to see everybody. Deborah King, here we are live on Facebook. Kind of fun to get together and start our week off right. A happy Monday to you. And today I want to talk about the light. Springtime, right? We're coming into the biggest season of light every day. I'm sure you notice it like I do. I go out every morning and I notice exactly where the light is coming through the tree. I tend to go out there about the same moment, give or take a few minutes. And I notice every day it's getting more and more. Of course, the sun is getting more and more to the north, right? And I notice it in my room I'm in right now, that it's much sunnier in my room in the wintertime because I have south-facing windows, the east and south. So I get more light in the winter than I do in the summer. So for a moment, I want you to close your eyes. I want to do a little exercise with you to help you talk about the light. So just close your eyes for a minute. This won't take long. And I want you to imagine that you feel warm, humid air like you're in Hawaii right now, okay? You just feel this humid air, on your cheeks, and maybe you're in shorts. You feel it on your legs and on your hands, and, it's just really palpable, right? And don't you love that Hawaii feel, Florida feel, I guess, island feel of, you can just, the air just caresses you. And you're lying really, really still, okay? You're not hardly moving. So it's just dark all around, okay? And you know without looking. It's dark in front of you and behind you and above you, below you. You don't have to turn around and look or open your eyes. You just know right now everything is darkness around you. And it's just like a warm summer evening. It's just really pleasant. So ask yourself, where are we? Where are we right now? Well, use your imagination. We are at the beginning. That's where all consciousness begins, at the beginning, right? Wherever that is. We can't even imagine it. Really, it kind of baffles our human mind. So just say to yourself, we're at the beginning. Now I want you just to blink and imagine that you see a small dot way, way, way out there in the darkness, just as far out as you can imagine. And that dot's really standing out to you, right? Because there's no light around. You can see it as this tiny dot. It's the only thing you can see. And what is it? Well, it's light, it's illumination. And you feel pulled toward it. We all do, just instinctively. We're drawn to the light, just like a moth. So we start to push forward through the darkness. And as we lean into that illumination, as we move toward it, we become aware of our own bodies. We weren't even aware of them there for a moment. Now you feel your legs are moving toward the light. You sense there's ground beneath your feet. So what's behind us? Well, our shadow. Each one of us has a shadow. And the darkness behind us becomes more pronounced the more we walk toward this point of illumination. The darkness becomes more defined, more delineated. There's more difference when there's light than when there is no light. It's very different, right? So now, since this is the first time we've ever perceived like a fish in the ocean, now we know we were in the ocean, we were in the dark. Now we get kind of afraid of the dark. Before, the dark was all encompassing. That moment ago, we were all there together. But now it's split by light, by our movement toward the light. We're a little intimidated by the darkness. So that's our shadow. Notice the more we walk and move toward that point of illumination, the brighter the light gets. And usually the more fearful we become of what's behind us, what we can't see. So this split creates a bigger split, and our shadow starts to light up things. It starts up, it shows that the rocks are now lit by the light, and so are the hills and the trees and people. Everything goes greater as the light shines on it. That's what light does. It truly illuminates everything. So go ahead and open your eyes. Let's talk about the greatest religions. Think about them. Zoroastrianism, Hinduism, Judaism, Orthodox Christianity, all the big ones. They all said light was divine. That's the symbolism. That's the metaphor. That's what they use, that light is the source of life and consciousness. Because it's hard to find words to express what we sense, but this is what we're sensing. So thousands of years ago, long before scientists had any clue about how stars work and release tremendous energy and bring light, all the primitive cultures, primitive is probably not the right word, ancient cultures, they all knew that light meant life. They did. And, with our science today and with their science 5,000 years ago, we all know there'd be no home here without life. We'd have no plants. We need plants to photosynthesize and produce oxygen. We wouldn't be able to breathe. We'd have no warmth. We'd imagine how awful it'd be. We'd all be freezing. We'd be cold and we'd be in the dark. We'd be huddled around the few tiny sources of heat that our planet produces by itself. But we do have light, and we give thanks for it. We love the light. We just love it. And we celebrate it, right? There's Diwali. You guys all know that holiday. It's in the late fall, and it's a festival of light, and it's the big celebration that honors the victory of light over darkness. It's an old one. More recently, we celebrate Easter. It's more recent to us in time, and also more recent in humankind. That's where the Christ light, the incarnate, arose. He rose, he was so filled with light as a human being that he, it's really interesting if you pause for a minute and think how he pulled that off. So he had his chakras open so much, presumably 360 degrees of openness, that channel of light that comes through you and me that we have partially open, maybe 30% at the heart, and maybe we're only 20% at the second chakra, but maybe our crown, wow, maybe our crown's really open. Maybe we're really connected there. We do the best we can with what we have, but he was able to ascend, which that's why we call them ascended masters, okay? Because they mastered that last step, and they could ascend because they opened their chakras to such an extent that their column of light just whoop, took them up. Takes you up, out of here. All the really grand teachers of mine, God rest their souls, all long gone, their idea was to die, if at all possible, willingly, openly, and consciously sitting up, okay, as much as possible, so that the crown would stay open and they could ascend. Something for us to look forward to. We should look forward to death as much as we did to life, to birth. So these celebrations that we have from the great ancient religions, they're celebrating something that maybe only occurred one time, where our journey toward light is continual, isn't it? It's an everyday thing. It's an everyday deal. So darkness is the absence of light. And the greater our light expands, your light expands, her light expands, our light expands, the more darkness we're able to see. Isn't that interesting that we become more aware? Awareness is the key to everything. It's the key to you healing. It's the key to you healing others. It's the key to our healing the planet. We can't do any of these things if we don't become aware of them, and awareness brings all of those gifts to us. So picture again that you're back in that warm, humid darkness that we started in when I first started talking. And imagine you're there, but you're holding just a single candle. And it puts light around you about a foot of light. And outside of that, it's all dark, right? So, it seems like it's dark more than a foot out, but is it really? Because as you just expand your consciousness, you're shedding more light farther out. maybe your energy field right now is sending light out 3, 4, 5, 6 feet. But what if it was sending it out 20, 30, 40 feet? Like one of the masters. Yeah, I mean, there's no reason to think you can't do that, that you can't become that. So the more we throw the light out, the more we become illuminated to our own darkness. It's somewhat of a, it's not an oxymoron. What's the right word for that? It's a conundrum. It's a puzzle, that's for sure. So every time you feel like you're overwhelmed and you're dealing with a really dark situation, find that point of light. There's always going to be a point of light, something that you've learned from some horrific run-in with your in-laws, something you've learned from something, right? You can always find a point of light in every encounter, every single encounter, every single step we take, we can find light. So if we look at this from the Vedic point of view, my field of expertise, they say the world began the same way the Bible does. It's just older, older than the Judaic Bible or the Christian Bible. In the Rig Veda, they say that there was nothing but darkness, and then there was a golden egg that floated in the waters of light that brought Brahma, the god of creation. And Brahma comes out of this golden egg, this golden womb, and brings the world into manifestation. It's fascinating how all of the philosophies and the ancient cultures and religions, they all have really similar stories. Most of them also, by the way, have stories of a virgin birth, like the Christians have the virgin birth of Mary. Most of these ancient cultures have their own virgin birth allegory. And because it helps express the purity of the light when the light arrives. So we live in a duality when we're here on this plane. The interesting thing I found of when I work with a guest like yourself, for example, I often go to a different plane where I am not seeing light and dark, I'm only seeing light. So I see you and your purity and your innocence and your beauty and all the parts of you and the parts you're ashamed of. I don't see them that way, you see, because for that moment I'm no longer in duality, I'm in the unity principle. And I just love being there. It feels really great. I can't hold it for lengthy periods. I can hold it for 4 or 5 hours if I try really hard, stay in that zone where I only see light. I find it tiring. It's tiring because it's not what you do all day long, right? So it's a little bit like running a race. But here in duality, we're constantly judging each other, right? We're judging good and bad. She's bad because she's overweight. He's bad because he's been married 3 times. I mean, we have all these stories that we tell, right, about good and bad. But as a spiritual seeker, you go beyond your individual ego. You go beyond polarities. You go beyond divisiveness. You totally go beyond it. You no longer see the blue states and the red states. You just see people. It's a lovely place to be. I want to encourage you to get there. The way to get there is through meditation and being of service. The more you're of service, the more you learn compassion for other people who are different than you. And you find out, oh, you know what? His politics might be different than mine, but I just love him to death because he's so warm. Or look how kind he is to, animals or children. I just mentioned that to someone today. I was talking to my brother, who's I'm so proud of him. He's got about 6 months of sobriety right now. And I pointed out, and he feels like he's a bad person. And I happened to kind of casually mention, I said, you have so much humanity, more than anyone I know. You are so warm to people who are less fortunate than you. And he's been that way since he was a child. Always, I said, don't you remember reminiscing with him? I said, when you were in high school, you befriended every poor boy that nobody else would be friends with. The kid with the limp and the kid that was a held back in some way. Maybe he'd been held back 2 or 3 times in one grade. He just befriended all of these misfits, brought them home for dinner. And our house was full of these misfits all the time because my brother was so warm-hearted. So always be looking for that. When you look at someone, look for their humanity. Look for the qualities that they're probably not even aware of, that are their finest qualities, because we're all connected to divinity in that way. We are. So remember the ancient Egyptians, they held a festival of light. It's a really cool deal. They would light up the whole city with these oil lamps they had. They did it for the day they celebrated the birth of Isis. She was called the Lady of Light. And they have a big inscription over their gate at the temple. They said, "One who illuminates the 2 lands with her radiance." That's what they called Isis. And Isis, of course, is another face of the divine feminine. So is Mary Magdalene. So is the Divine Mother. So is I'm trying to think of the name of the one I have down in my garden here. Somebody will remind me here in a minute, I hope. Raise your hand and remind me. The Divine Mother, the most prominent feminine archetype in the East. Her name has slipped my mind. So why are we so afraid of darkness? We're sure it makes us anxious, right? It makes us really anxious and makes us doubt ourselves, makes us feel we're not worthy of love, our own darkness. And then others, oh, that's even worse, right? So it's real easy to point the finger out there and say, that's dark. It's much harder to point the finger this way and go, oh, that's my darkness. That's my darkness. Darkness is what you experience if you don't know who you are. And it's just ignorance of your true nature, because you are all light. Each one of you is all light all the time. And when you feel like you're having a dark night of the soul, that's a spiritual crisis that happens. You feel like it when everything you believe in just gets crushed. I remember going through it once when I was in my 30s, I think, and I had a spiritual teacher go really dark on me. Oh, I mean, for 6 months, I just couldn't seem to crawl around. I felt like I'd lost everything. And then I realized I was revering the wrong thing. So you want to be careful, what you revere. Saint Teresa, she described her dark night when she fell into doubt for 6 months. I just couldn't seem to crawl around. I felt like I'd lost everything. And then I realized I had. Saint Teresa, she described her dark night when she fell into doubt for 6 months. I just couldn't seem to crawl around. I felt like I'd lost everything. Hold on a minute. And then I realized I had. Saint Teresa, she described her dark night. Are you guys getting feedback or just me? Down for 6 months. You all are? Crawl around. I felt like I'd lost everything. Hold on a minute. And then I realized I had. Let me see if I can stop that. She described her dark night. Are you guys getting feedback or just me? Down for 6 months. You all are? Crawl around. I felt like I'd lost everything. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. It's got to be an open mic here somewhere. Let me see if I can stop that. She described her dark night. Are you guys getting feedback or just me? Down for 6 months. You all are? Crawl around. I felt like I'd lost everything. Hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. Aha, it stopped. Right? You guys can hear now? Okay, where were we? We were talking about St. Teresa. Well, she fell into a really dark night. She really did, dark night of the soul, some 6 months or so. So don't worry too much if that happens to you. It's very common. It's actually a good sign. It usually means you're getting primed up for another step up in light. That's what an initiation is. So those initiations you see me facilitating, that's when the person's energy field picks up a higher vibration. That is theirs. It is theirs, okay? And their field actually expands and begins to vibrate. I hear a sound. It vibrates at a higher tone. It's tonal. It's something you can hear if you plug into that channel. And that's them opening a higher chakra somewhere above their head and bringing in more of their own divine energy. It's them. It's totally them. Feels at first like maybe to you, when it happens to you, it might feel like it's not you, like it's so godlike. It must be somebody else, but it really is you, I promise. And 3 or 4 days or 3 or 4 weeks, depending on how high the initiation was, you'll absorb it, and it'll become normal and natural to you. And you think, oh, I wonder if I lost it because I don't feel anymore. You didn't lose it. You just adjusted to the higher vibration. You simply adjusted to it. But I've had them where sometimes my body felt like it was buzzing for like days or weeks, buzzing because you're feeling that higher vibratory sound. It's a sound. So, the oldest of the Vedas, the really old one, comes from the Gayatri mantra. And that's an aspect of the Divine Mother. It's all about heightened clarity, heightened awareness. They call her the Vedanta mantra, the mother of the Vedas. So it's a pretty pure energy. So I think I'll stop there. I have a blog on this topic that will come out in my newsletter tomorrow. And you can see I've had my mind on the Divine Feminine here for a few weeks because I'm getting ready to lecture on it this week. I hope you've had a chance to, if you haven't signed up for my Awaken the Divine Feminine class, you might think about it because I'm going to start lecturing there on Wednesday this week. And it's every week for 7 weeks. You may already be a member of it. If so, be sure to come join me on the live every Wednesday at 2 o'clock deals. We'll have a lot of fun talking about all of these different representatives of the Divine Feminine and try to incorporate them into ourselves. That's what we want to do. We want to, I'll put a note over here in the chat window of how to get the class if you're not already in it. I think it's going to be fun, and it's a good opportunity for you to awaken your Divine Feminine because it'll give me a chance to meet with you personally. You just have to raise your hand. And with that said, anybody here have a question or a comment, want to raise their hand? Love to connect with some of you. Let me go to a gallery view where I can see everybody. It's great to see everybody. Yeah, Carl. Hi, Carl. What city are you in? What city are you in, Carl? Hold on, you're still muted. Let's get you unmuted here. There you go.
Hi. Hello. I'm about an hour north of New York City, between New York and the Omega Institute. I feel like I'm on the cusp of connecting to an ancestral guide, but I'm having difficulty getting a clearer connection. I was wondering if you had any insight into that.
Tell me a little bit about your ancestry.
I'm Chinese and Italian.
Oh God, what a lucky blend, geez.
And
I bet all your friends are envious. Do you realize that, or do you feel not so much that way?
I've felt, I guess, both sides of that spectrum.
Yeah, I'm picking up more the other side. I'm picking up from you, I'm picking up some reservations about the mix, like maybe it isn't, popular is not the right word, but somehow isn't acceptable. Or makes you somehow less than.
I'm okay with it. I think I've had issues with it in the past.
Yeah. I want to encourage you to think. You just don't realize that people, me and everybody here, would love to have your blend of cultures, because that's what is so desirable. Because it just gives you, and you do have a guide, by the way. See if I can drop in another layer here. It's very ancient. Is it Taoist?
I believe so.
Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, and I get goosebumps when I nail it, when I feel it. Can you guys feel that? It's really strong. I am not an expert on Taoism. far from it, okay? It's not one of my fields. But isn't it like 3,000-4,000 years old?
Yes, I'm not an expert either, but
Uh-huh.
I know that
Oh,
it's
Carl, I would encourage you to learn all about it. And maybe read their most famous writings. And maybe become somewhat of an expert on it. There's got to be an open mic here somewhere. Let me see if I can stop that. Oh, here we go again with that thing. Let's turn that off. You all are? Let me really encourage you on that, Carl. So you've got this amazing, I'm not picking up a gender. Do you get a gender when you look at this guide? Hold on, you're muted.
I have not gotten a gender.
Yeah, it's neutral. So for some reason, it's not important, it's not being offered. But I see that I usually get, that's the old stylist in me, I usually get clothing that helps me identify the culture and the time period. And this definitely looks and feels, and I heard the word Taoist. So neat. God, good for you. Yeah, I would suggest you do some little bit of research, just like you would on your family. And not to denigrate your Italian lineage, it's beautiful too. But wow, the Chinese, that ancient wisdom, it's as old as the Vedas, as I recall. Yeah, that's wonderful. You're going to do something with it. It's not clear to me what. What do you do now?
Well, my regular job of work is a financial planner.
Really? Fascinating. You're going to do something else with this. It might feel like a hobby to start with, but that's okay. When I started doing what I'm doing, I for years thought it was a hobby, and sort of antithetical to the law practice I had. All right. Well, very nice to have met you.
Thank you.
That's great. Okay. Somebody else have something as interesting as what Carl has to talk about? I know it's a high bar set. Anybody? Let's look around the room here a little bit. I see lots of people I know. Oh, Linda. See your hand in the air. Linda's not ready. How about I go to Erna? Hi, Erna. Hi.
Just
Hi.
unmuted myself.
Uh-huh.
I think it was me, right? No?
Yes,
Yeah, my name is Irina actually, but that's
I
okay.
butchered your name. I thought I had the look you gave me.
I was like, oh, I think it's me. I just wanted to say thank you to Melinda. I had a session with her and it was amazing.
Wonderful.
I was all jittery for a couple hours after.
Is that one of my grad student private practitioners?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
boy, talk about public
yeah.
public
So it was
approval.
great.
That's
Just
great.
wanted to say,
Hope it doesn't go to her head.
thank you. Also, I wanted to ask you to check if my sutras are still there. I haven't been doing them regularly.
Yeah, no, you look fine. I'm looking right at you. Yeah, no, you look very balanced, by the way, since your session. And did you know that she's written a book, a #1 best-selling book? Did you know that?
When I was choosing her, I read about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's actually a very good book. As the publisher, I can do this. See, I can brag. I have bragging rights.
Okay.
It is. It's actually it's a really good book.
Excellent.
Well, cool. Well,
so
how
just
nice
wanted
to
to say
hear.
thank.
Yeah, no, that's
okay.
lovely. Thanks for sharing.
So thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, and go back to is it Francesca, the UK? Hi, Francesca. Hi. I need to, let me go back. I want to, Francesca, are you unmuted? I can't hear you yet.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Tell me what city you're in.
Actually, Glastonbury.
And where? Glastonbury? In the
Glastonbury,
UK.
UK. Avalon.
In the UK.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Let's talk about a spiritual place, huh?
Very much. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been there
Yeah.
many
The
years
energy.
ayo. Yeah, the energy was
Really.
very good. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's very challenging every time, but it's very
Uh-huh.
healing at the same time. So.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Well, how can
And
I help you?
um, I am in moments of my life. My life is full of um, very full of struggles and challenges. I had both parents dysfunctional. I was unwanted as a child, and then I had 10 years of panic attacks, and then aneurysm, brain surgery, and a lot of stuff.
Hold on, what kind of surgery?
Aneurysm, brain.
Oh, how
brain
long ago
surgery.
was that?
Yeah, 10 years ago.
Uh-huh, okay.
And so now I've been working for 10 years. I'm a therapist. I am life mentoring, coaching, all kind of
Sure,
stuff.
from all the experiences you've had. Yes, of
Yes,
course.
yes,
Mhm.
because I had all kind of toxic relationships. So I have this kind of life workshop and masterclass. So um, I find I find very difficult to again find people I can connect with. I mean, I'm learning and changing and learning and changing, and I live always on the edge. I'm very unorthodox. I'm 44. I'm single. I changed. I live in Spain, and then here I'm Italian, and I don't know anybody who lives like me. So because I tried, to cut out all the people who are negative, not supportive, or toxic, and right now I'm experiencing really like the aloneness.
Well, and it's been
Sometimes loneliness.
intensified by COVID, right?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, no,
it's
you
1 year.
yes. Yeah, I'm not liking it. You feel alone.
Oh yes, I know. The thing is that I don't know. I'm very open. I was a radio speaker, so in Italy,
Uh-huh.
so I love people. I
Right.
love everybody.
Right. Are you working, Francesca, are you working with clients on Zoom or anything?
Yes, right now it's a bit not
Slow?
a lot of it. Yeah, yeah, and also
Uh-huh.
because a lot of people they are looking for you to do the work for them, and I'm very straight with people. So
Mhm.
not unpolite. I'm very kind, but I'm very straight. So if there is a problem, I tell you the
Uh,
problem, and
Uh-huh.
but
Well,
it's not
here's
the
my suggestion. I'd like for you to get more active with the community online so that you're busy with people a lot. You could use my community. Are you a member of my community, my soul family?
I think just Facebook. But
Well,
I just found your
uh-huh.
website, and because I've seen the movie. I
Uh-huh.
met you with Mind Valley, and then the masterclass. Then I saw you in the movie, and I liked the energy.
Uh-huh.
So I was investigating. I found the website, and I found
Uh-huh.
your
Well,
therapist.
let me make a suggestion. I have a family. I have a soul family that is easy to get into. You have to come in through my level 1 door, which you'd love because it'll give you some skills that will mix in really nicely with skills you already have in the coaching arena. So you won't mind it. And you'll be a member of this family, and you can meet people every day there and talk. It's really friendly, but it's not publicly available. You do have to come in through the door. I've got one of my students here who will drop a link in right now. Let me see if I see it here. It's called, there it is. See it down there in the chat window? It's called
Yeah.
deborahking.com/ and the number 1.
Yeah.
Come in through that door, Francesca, and you'll be in our group here by, tomorrow or the next day. And I think you'd feel a lot more supported.
Yeah, because that's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
I don't have people to share
I
what I
know.
experienced because nobody
People
is.
of like mind. Yeah, people who understand what you're talking about.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lack of connection.
Yeah, I know. So come
And
join
then-
us. Come
Okay.
join us. And speaking of joining, everybody, I've got this class starting on Wednesday, the Divine Feminine. It's over here in this chat window also. It's called /Awaken. And there I'll be once a week. I won't be here on Facebook. I'll be over there teaching. So if you want to stay connected and you're not already a member of my Awaken the Divine Feminine group, come on in.
I love the Divine Feminine.
Yeah, very nice to meet you. You're
Thank you.
also got a little bit of vitamin D deficiency going on. D as in dog.
D.
D. You can take
Yeah,
D.
actually, I'm following Ayurveda medicine with
Me
a doctor.
too. Yeah, I teach it. I love
So,
Ayurveda. I'm just
I'm
telling you, you're a
studying.
little low on D. You might just supplement with some D.
I'm
It's
doing
called-
a lot of detox.
Yeah, it's called
because-
D3.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and your Ayurvedic doctor, he or she will say, oh yeah, that'd be fine for you, because it's I mean, you don't want to overdose, of course, but I think you need some. Yeah.
Okay.
It's because it's been a long winter, and the loneliness, gang, has made us all of us more D deprived than
Yes,
usual.
it's 1 year that I don't meet people,
know,
hug
I
people
know.
because I was having asthma. Now
Yeah.
it's going away, but
Yeah,
still the sadness, the lungs.
yeah. Yeah, I saw a friend for the first time just a few days ago, and without thinking, I ran up and hugged her. I was so glad to see her. And then I thought, oh my, I wonder what she thought. Because, everybody's, bumping elbows, right?
Yeah. No.
But,
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome. Very nice to have met you. You take care.
Nice to meet you.
Go back here to the gallery. And how about, it's Aphanis? Oh, I'm really butchering your name. You come tell me how to pronounce it, okay? I'm unmuting you.
Are you talking about me, Afsane?
Yes. How do you say it?
Afsane.
Afsane. Okay, where are you?
I'm in California. I'm in Southern
you
California.
Are. Well, you got
Yeah.
an elegant name. Goodness.
Thank you. But I just wanted to ask you, I've been doing your program. I'm at level 3 now, and
good.
I've been doing the sutras. But sometimes I feel like I'm not getting what I'm supposed to get out of all the time or what I'm putting in. I feel like I'm not making progress, if you will.
Well, let's go to the full view and let's see a show of hands of all of us here that feel that way occasionally. Yep, all of us. It's like you feel like you're sitting there saying banana, 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 where's the result? It's completely normal. It's a completely normal feeling, I promise you. It's
Okay, so
human.
you
Like,
can
we want instant progress, don't we?
not instant, but
Well, I would.
yeah, well, I mean, I'm just trying to
Faster, yeah.
yeah. So do you see do you see something that
Yeah, let me
is
look at you. Let me go back to the other view. Let me look at you. Oh yeah, your thymus is developing, and yeah, you look great. Hang in there and keep doing it, and do some public service work of some kind of work.
I'm trying to find a niche for it, so let's see how
Yeah,
that
it feels
goes.
like you haven't quite arrived on that one yet.
Yeah, I can't
It'll
find.
take you out of yourself.
Okay,
Mhm.
and when I met you, and in one of the workshops about my Reiki, you said I'm okay with Reiki. I just wanted to confirm that you see that it's okay for me to keep my
Still-
Reiki.
It's still fine. Yes.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
You're very
I
welcome.
enjoy-
Nice to see you.
I enjoy everything, and I'll be seeing you in your Divine Feminine class.
Great. See you there.
Yeah.
See you there.
Okay.
We'll be divinely feminine. All right.
Yes, absolutely. I just finished your intuition course, so it was amazing.
Oh, good deal. That was a fun class. I got to say,
It
I had a
was.
lot of fun there.
Yeah, it was very
Yeah.
good. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank
good.
you.
Good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Mm.
And I was talking to a friend of mine who's a cranial osteopath. You guys all know how much I admire that field. You know, they have all of our skills, plus they've been to medical school. You know, they're just so gifted. And we were talking about some fairly scientific topic and involving anatomy, and I was really struggling to. He said, "Aren't you the one that just?" He was teasing me. You just finished teaching anatomy, right? And I'm like, "Yeah, but I can't remember the name of that body part right now." So don't worry if, like me, you aren't able to retain a lot of the terms of anatomy. It isn't necessary. Not in energy healing, it really isn't, because whatever you need to know, the guide will just deliver. It may or may not involve a word. It may or may not involve anything to do with you know, the anatomical aspects of the human body. It might be something else. So I wouldn't want you to ever be concerned about that. All right, how about Jamie? Jamie, I see your hand in the air. Yeah, nice to see you. Where are you, Jamie? What part of the world? Nope, not hearing you yet. You got to unmute over there. There you are.
Now? Okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm in Tennessee, actually.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's nice to meet you.
Well, very nice to meet you.
Yeah.
How can I help you?
Yeah. Okay. So I've been on a spiritual journey for a couple of years now. And sometimes I find myself at these really good places, and then I go back to old habits and kind of back and forth, you know, along the way. But you know, occasionally I have like these strange experiences right now. For instance, I'm hearing a lot of buzzing in my ears or ringing, and I feel like my skin is kind of fluttering, or I'm being touched often, if that's the way you can describe it. But I haven't had this experience at this magnitude before, and I'm not
You're
really
meditating?
sure. Yes, yeah, every
Yeah, it feels-
day almost.
Yeah, it feels pretty pronounced. And you've, how long has the ear ringing thing been going on?
It's been going on for about 3 weeks now.
Have you checked with the hearing guy?
I have not.
Board
But
certified, I'm trying to think of that. What field is that, you guys? Something
Audiology?
unpronounceable. What's it called, Steve?
Audiology? An
No,
audiologist?
that's who the board certified physician sends you to the audiologist. Yeah. Anyway, you should, Jamie. You
okay.
should always get that checked, because I think they're going to tell you that it's all in your head, which is what the guy
Yeah.
said to me. I still
Okay. Well,
remember. I
yeah.
thought it was really entertaining. What a great
Oh, yeah.
line. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you
It
want to
feels
find out.
okay. Yeah, definitely. I would like to check to make sure, but it feels more like a spiritual
It
experience
is.
to me. I've had
That's what
it
I think.
before. Yeah, I've had it before, and it opened up some of my clairaudient abilities. But it's like I said, it's not been at this magnitude, and I'm not sure. I guess I'm just kind of trying to figure out what is going on, and you know,
And we've never worked together, have we?
we have not.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I'm just feeling into this. Let me just ask, just heard one of my musicians' voice here for a second. Just check to see if he's here. So what kind of meditation do you do?
Well, sometimes I do guided meditation. Sometimes I just sit in silence, and sometimes I just listen to like earth tone, earthy type sounds.
Kids? You have children?
I do not. No.
Uh-huh. And are you currently working?
I am, yes. I work full time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Can I ask what you do?
It's like an accounts payable type job,
And you're in a car right now, right?
I am, but I'm not driving.
That's okay. No, I can tell. I
Yeah.
can tell you're looking at us and not at the road.
Yeah.
I'm just looking for an opening. Steve, let's get you up here where I can see you. Let's add Steve to this. Let me go find him here. You're
I'm here.
co-hosting, right, Steve?
Yeah.
I just want to make you visible
Okay.
on the, remind me, somebody remind me.
I'm not in my
Out of
usual
spotlight.
set. I'm not in my
There it
usual
is.
setup, but
Yeah, we don't care.
it'll
Oh,
work.
yeah, now I feel it. There it is. Yeah, Jamie, you're starting to initiate. I was just asking more questions to make sure I had the right energy. And I
Okay.
can do it if I've got a music backup like
High,
Steve,
low,
who's here.
medium. High, low, medium.
That's pretty high. Ooh,
You want high?
I would start at least an octave above middle C.
Okay.
And I get up, so. And it's definitely major key. And any of my students who want to stand and Linda, to join, go for it. Just have to get back on it again. I had it already. It's right there. There it is. Beautiful. All right. Thank you, Steve.
You're
Wow.
welcome.
He's just ready. Beautiful, Jamie. Good for you.
Yeah.
Ooh, I can still feel that. Everybody you might feel that vibration. That's nice and high, and you're going to do something important. I'm not being told what it is.
Okay.
But something with that. Very nice.
Okay. Thank you.
You're very welcome. Yeah. What a finale. I think we should quit while we're ahead, you guys. That was beautiful. I can take questions. Anybody have a question? I'm kind of high. I don't think I could. Deborah has her hand in the air. Deborah, do you have a question?
Hi, Deborah. It's always nice
Hi.
to listen to your teachings.
Oh, thank you. Where are you, Deborah?
The west coast of Florida now, formerly of New York.
I always get mixed up. Is that where Tampa is? I get my coast mixed up. Okay.
Right. I'm
You
south.
guys have the ocean on the wrong side of it there, so it's very confusing.
On the Gulf side, Sarasota.
Okay. All right.
south of Tampa.
Uh-huh.
So I'm a woman in my 60s, and like you, I too previously was an attorney.
Oh dear. Recovering.
Recovering. I'd like to think I'm beyond it, but I have been on my spiritual awakening the last few years, and I presently have been studying mediumship, but I am also a Reiki practitioner, and I'm not, again, apropos your comment how we want immediate gratification, it's not that, but I have been working regularly with mediumship for the past year and a half. I have progressed, not to the point where I would have hoped. And I am wondering if I'm my spiritual journey if I'm off a bit, if instead I ought to be leaning into the healing arts more.
Absolutely. I'm not feeling like mediumship's a fit for you. You want to use it. The skills will come in very handy because, I mean, if you want to just look at the definition of mediumship, the gentleman we started with, where I connected with his ancestor that was Taoist, technically that's mediumship. Yeah, but I only use it for, I only go to the other side and connect with someone for the healing of the individual. And the problem I have with current day mediumship is that's not usually what it's done for. It's usually done for the aggrandizement of the medium.
Well, I
That's
would
not you, that's the field. That's the nature of the field in this century, you know.
Well,
You have healing gifts that you are not yet connected to.
I accept that. I just don't know where to go with it.
Are you meditating?
I do. I try and sit for an hour daily doing what's called building the power, which is geared towards mediumship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Your thymus would like to open, but there's something sitting in front of it.
Okay.
Feels like, well, Linda's here. Would you like to work on this right now?
Oh my gosh, certainly.
You don't mind that there's a lot of people here?
No,
All right,
have a
okay.
loving
Just
audience.
asking, just
Thank
asking. Linda, let's bring Linda up here. Let me go find her. What are you picking up, Linda?
Well,
Let me add you to
I
this
have a
conversation.
fever right now, I'll say. I don't know if that's a problem.
You have a fever?
A small fever, yeah.
Is it COVID?
No, it's not.
You're pretty sure of that?
Positive.
Uh-huh, you got tested.
Yes, I know it's not.
Uh-huh. And I'd like to get Linda spotlighted with Deborah. I've got Linda spotlighted, now I need Deborah. Where'd Deborah go?
If I talk, does that highlight me?
Oh, it says you're spotlighted. Let me go back and look again. There we are. Okay. Linda, what are you getting? You're muted. There you go.
There we go. I feel that there's a block in front of her chest.
Do you know what it is? Linda's very good at this.
It feels.
I'm not sure you need to know to remove it.
I think it feels old.
No, this one's this lifetime. The one that's in front is it's her training. It's from the training. I think you're perceiving one that's right behind it. You're reading 2 levels at once.
Okay.
Which is fine.
So should we move it?
And then the one behind that, Deborah, and I don't know if you want to go that far, is the Reiki symbols are in the way.
Yeah. That's what it is.
I get the biggest hit off that. When I said that, I got a big yes.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you feel about that, but I do remove them for people.
Wow.
Oh yeah, for the higher levels, they're in the way.
I trust what your guidance and intuition is telling
And
me.
then I would really encourage you to look elsewhere for training other than mediumship, which is going to be just a dead end for you. You have a higher vibration.
Yep.
Yeah, you can feel it, huh, Linda? Boy, I can too. Let's get Steve back up here. Hey, Steve. I don't know where this is going to start. I'm not sure.
Okay.
It might start kind of low.
Yeah,
And then
well,
I'm going to need a single tone that I can leap onto.
Okay.
Ultimately, that's high. I can already
Okay.
hear the tone. want one other person to join us. It's higher than that now, Steve.
Yep.
Hey, Steve. Can you
Yeah.
lower the volume a little bit?
Oh,
And
yeah,
maybe,
sure.
And maybe come up a whole octave,
Okay. Okay, hold
I
on.
think. I think we've already moved up an octave, and I'm looking for,
Okay.
there's somebody over here in the, we could use one more team player here. Even a little less volume. Yeah, turn it down another notch here.
Okay. How's that?
Yeah, that's perfect. I think I need to do an official Reiki removal, Linda.
Yep.
So I'm going to honor the origination and all the gods that supported Reiki, and honor its time which has passed, and acknowledge all the good they did, and ask them to now step away from Deborah. There it goes. Feel it? Ooh. Oh, there it is. Okay, there's her higher
Oh.
level. There it is. Nice. We could do more. We need another session with you, Deborah. I'd love to do more, but I'm being guided to not to do too much in one session.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, you're
Linda.
wondering what the heck, right?
So I felt I'm aware of 3 guides, and I felt the one that I feel like we're not quite a vibrational match. So he causes me to have facial tremors, and I felt that. And then though, when you did your official removal prayer, I felt chills and then actual shudders.
Oh,
Like-
good. Good. Yeah, that's the light coming in that you're feeling. Go ahead, Linda.
I would suggest that you also do a suture-based meditation.
Yeah.
I have
She's
to-
talking about the one that I teach. If you go to my website and go in the shop, she's talking about the one that you pick up from Mind Valley.
I actually already do have.
Oh,
that.
you do that. Excellent. Yeah, do that one every day.
Okay.
Yeah,
Mhm.
every
Very
day.
protective. It'll protect you. You've been exposed to some less desirable energies through the mediumship.
Yeah.
You're clear now. So the way to stay free of that is don't study it, and don't involve yourself doing anything that reminds you of your, like the Reiki symbols. Don't use them, or they will come back. It takes a couple weeks. And of course, the decision is yours. You can change your mind and go get them. That's always an option. But if you want to stay free, you have to, you know, like put them away.
I understand.
Yeah. No, you have very, yeah, you've got quite a few lifetimes with some really powerful gifts here that are trying to materialize in your body. And now you're really open. So, yeah.
Thank you. Many
Yeah,
thanks.
come again. Come again. All right. All right, you guys, that was a lot of fun. I hope to see all of you on my class that starts on Wednesday, Awaken the Divine Feminine. And we can do more of this fun stuff. All right, everybody. Thank you, Linda. Okay, everybody take care.